Wcbi News at 5 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We begin this evening with tragic news from Winston County. A 5-year-old is dead after 2 children were playing with a gun and it fired. Coroner Scott Gregory says Jeremiah Brown died of a gunshot wound to the head. Sheriff Jason Pugh tells us the incident happened this afternoon in the 4000 block of High Point Ware Road. The other child involved is a 6-year-old. Pugh says the children's guardians had worked the night shift and were sleeping when the shot was fired. An autopsy will be performed. Well, today marks exactly 1 year since 51-year-old Willie Alley Turner was tragically shot and killed in the driveway of his Oktibbeha County home. His family says the loving father, son, and brother was the victim of a robbery that turned deadly. And now, a year later, the family is still searching for answers. So far, no arrests have been made in the case. The family says their biggest fear is that Turner's murder will turn into a cold case. Our Quentin Smith talks with the family, and we'll have that story coming up on WCBI News at 6 and 10. Meanwhile, the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Office wants to know who put 2 puppies in a garbage bag and threw them on the side of the road. These 2 puppies were found tossed off Horseshoe Circle around 10:30 this morning. The National Weather Service reports an air temperature in the upper 80s around that same time. Deputies are asking anyone who has any information about these puppies to call the Sheriff's Department with that information. A Tupelo native comes home with a mission of encouraging unity and peace. Trinessa Bean Pearson now lives in Georgia. She says when she made a trip to Tupelo for Father's Day, she was shocked to hear stories of shootings and other crimes happening in her hometown. She says she was inspired to do something to bring people together. That was when the idea of Be Free, the Be Free campaign rather, was born. The goal of the rally is to encourage people to break free from crime and negativity.
A lot of people are bound and going through different changes and don't really know how to be free. So that's why I placed this event. I put this event together so that people could come out and just be free, from whatever it is. I mean, if it's drugs, if it's alcohol, if it's just a state of mind, going through different changes, you can come out and just be free.
The event was held at Robbins Field and Temple of Compassion and Deliverance Church. Bean Pearson plans on making this an annual rally every 4th of July. She hopes the event eventually becomes known as the Spiritual Independence Day. Well, Mississippi motorists may be staying in the right lane more since Saturday, but there's no new law that says you have to do that. It was widely reported that a new law calling for fines for drivers who traveled in the left lane would go into effect on Saturday. Well, the problem is no such law was passed this session by the legislature. The confusion comes because a bill that would fine motorists for staying in the inside lane passed the Mississippi House, but it died in a Senate committee. Time now to get a first look at our forecast on this 4th of July. We'll turn it over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for that. Keith?
Andrea, right now it is warm, it's steamy. We are dry though in Columbus, 90 degrees, partly cloudy conditions out there as we check out our live Doppler radar. No rain in our coverage area at this time. We've had some showers and storms around, but right now we are dry. We're looking back down to the southwest for some of this activity here in Louisiana and Arkansas. That could rumble back to the northeast later on this evening, but for the most part, I think we're going to be okay going forward. Upper 80s, low 90s right now, but just the heads to bet. We are throwing in that chance for an isolated shower storm through fireworks time here across the region. 80s then 70s, warm and sticky tonight, and basically no major changes coming in that forecast. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. All over the country today, big city gatherings and small town parades as the nation marks Independence Day. But the All-American holiday comes with extra security precautions in many places. Karen Kafa is in Brooklyn, New York with the latest on the nation's celebrations and what's being done to keep everyone safe.
Feel very, very prepared.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio expressing confidence ahead of the July 4th holiday, ready to keep celebrations secure.
Every time we have a big celebration, there are dozens of agencies that get involved. Everyone's prepared.
In addition to the city's massive fireworks display tonight, those agencies will be tasked with watching over holiday crowds at summer hotspots like Coney Island.
We brought them, just for the memories.
Everybody cares about each other, they're kind to each other. Everybody's here for the same reason, to have a good time.
It's a similar situation in other major cities, including Boston.
This is the beloved holiday institution right here in Boston. Every year it brings families and friends together. It's a chance for us to celebrate our revolutionary history.
And in Washington, practice precision and precautions ahead of tonight's concert and fireworks show over the National Mall.
It's said time and again, it bears repeating. If you see something, say something.
Relying on the cooperation of those who attend gatherings this 4th of July among security they see and some that they don't.
Many people are working behind the scenes to ensure that everyone that lives in, works in, or visits New York City on Tuesday has the opportunity to safely enjoy the greatest annual fireworks show in the country.
Coming into today, the NYPD had said no credible threat against the city this July 4th or any specific celebration. The big event, of course, will take place tonight. The fireworks seen over the East River. 3 million people expected to turn out to catch a glimpse. At Brooklyn's Coney Island, I'm Karen Kafa.
And there, of course, are some local celebrations and fireworks shows in our area. Tupelo kicked off its All-American Family Picnic in the park at 4 o'clock this afternoon at Fair Park. All evening, there will be entertainment, food vendors, and plenty to do for the kids. The fun goes on until 9:30 tonight when there will be a fireworks display. Then Starkville's Independence Day celebration is at the Sportsplex, and Millport's festivities at the walking track behind City Hall. Both of those kicked off at 5. Both events have activities for children and food vendors and will culminate with a fireworks show at 9 o'clock. Well, while the fireworks show might be the main event at dark, the daylight hours are likely spent firing up the grill. So what are you cooking today? WCBI's Victoria Bailey hit the road on this holiday to find out the most popular cuts of meat on the grill. She joins us live from a cookout in Starkville now. Victoria?
That's right, Andrea. I'm here with Mr. Jerry Devine and Mr. Eugene Sims of Sweet Jean's Barbecue in Starkville. Now, these guys, like many, feel the 4th of July would not be the same if there weren't good cuts of meat on the grill. Now, all day I've been scouring the area markets trying to find the meat that's in the highest demand. But grill masters tell me that no matter what's on the grill, a good barbecue is an embedded part of celebrating this holiday.
Rib tips. Pork ribs. I like to do Boston butts, do some pulled pork.
Everyone has their choice of 4th of July favorite meats, but there's one that's pulling ahead of the rest.
My favorite meat would probably be hamburgers. Cheeseburgers. Got to throw that cheese on it and it's perfect.
According to the Department of Agriculture, Americans ate an average of 55.6 pounds of beef during this holiday last year.
This is my favorite here. This is hamburger meat.
Willie Johnson is preparing to fire up his grill.
It's one of my favorites. I like it a lot. My kids are extremely satisfied when I cook my hamburger. They always eat it all. Chicken is pretty good, but my hamburger meat tops it all.
Starkville Vowels Marketplace Assistant Manager Terry Brown says just like the master grillers preparing for the 4th, a lot of preparation must be made on their end as well.
Oh yeah, it's a big day for us, a big week. I mean, it's been probably starting Sunday. It's just been busy, you know, people coming in, buying, getting ready for the 4th. Every year it's a big deal for us. Put some extra people in, order extra stuff. I mean, we get ready probably a week ahead of time, just preparing for it.
Johnson says there's a technique to capturing the flavor no matter what type of meat you prefer on the grill.
You want to take the grill and have it clean, and after I clean it up, I wrap it with aluminum foil, and the process from there is starting to season your meat. By that time you finish seasoning your meat, your grill will be completely started, so your grill is hot. And I know I got it just right.
Now, we conducted a poll on the WCBI Twitter page asking everyone what's their favorite meat for the holidays. Now, the poll closed around 12:30 today, and the results are in. Chicken received 15%, steak got 24%, hot dogs came in at 14%, and hamburgers led the pack with a whopping 47%. We're live in Starkville. I'm Victoria Bailey for WCBI News.
Tough assignment, Victoria, and I'm a hamburger girl myself. Thanks for that report. Now, all that 4th of July barbecuing is going to cost us big bucks. The National Retail Federation says Americans will spend $7.1 billion on food this Independence Day. Of those celebrating the 4th, 162 million people are taking part in a cookout or a picnic, spending an average of $73 per person. The NRF also says retailers expect 28% to buy patriotic items like plates and pillows featuring the red, white, and blue. Well, as you're out there grilling and enjoying other celebrations today and throughout the rest of the summer, be careful in this heat. The scorching sun and heat index can cause the body to quickly overheat. That's why it's important to stay hydrated. Drinking plenty of water can help prevent symptoms that can lead to heat exhaustion and maybe even heat stroke. Those symptoms include faintness or dizziness, nausea, heavy sweating, headache, and weakness. Medical professionals say if you start to feel these symptoms, it's important to start getting those fluids in your body.
Older people are more susceptible to getting dehydrated faster than the young, and so they go down a little bit faster. So if you're an older person, you need to stay out of heat, stay in air conditioning as much as you can.
And other ways to prevent heat-related illnesses include wearing hats and loose, light-fitting color clothing, and also wearing the proper amount of sunscreen.
I'm Chris Martinez in Sonoma County, California, where you may be surprised to find out what they're making in this industrial park. We'll tell you about the new drink that's taking over wine country coming up.
You're watching WCBI's News at 5 with Andrea Self.
Welcome back. Millions will be raising a glass today to celebrate the 4th of July, and more Americans are drinking spirits like whiskey. That's led to a nationwide boom in the number of small distilleries. Chris Martinez visited one in the middle of wine country.
Just beyond the vine-covered hills of California wine country, something else is brewing.
This is our distillery.
Adam Spiegel opened the Sonoma County Distilling Company in 2010 with one simple mission.
We make 2 types of rye whiskey and 3 types of bourbon.
He's since watched his industry surge, both in California and across the country.
When we first started, we were within the first 200 distilleries in the United States. Now there's 1,600.
Industry experts don't see that trend slowing down. Every state in the U.S. is now home to at least one craft distillery with new permits issued daily.
People are enjoying spirits much more than they once did.
David Osgo with the Distilled Spirits Council says smaller distilleries are responding to the demand of consumers. And while most have typically focused on making vodka and gin,
So we're calling this our Sonoma Coast Single Malt.
whiskey is fast becoming the drink of choice.
Using new aging techniques, they're aging them in different kinds of barrels. So it's really led to a lot of variety in the spirits marketplace.
Oh, wow.
Super salty, super different.
Spiegel says his product's popularity now has him expanding his distillery.
This is about how much? So this is about somewhere close to about 80,000 gallons worth of product.
Allowing him to make more of his traditional whiskey
You don't have to go to Kentucky, you don't have to go to Scotland.
in this untraditional place. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Sonoma County, California.
All quiet in our area right now, but we are watching out for the potential for some of these showers and thunder showers that will rumble on in from the west later on this evening. Most of us will likely stay dry for fireworks. Your full forecast is next. Fireworks extravaganza is set to go at 9 o'clock this evening, but between now and then, things are looking pretty good. Currently in Tupelo, we are partly cloudy. It is warm. It is humid, 91 degrees. Wow, it is just a scorcher out there. The heat index has been flirting with the upper 90s across our region this afternoon. So if you're going out anywhere here this evening, if you have some sunshine, do plan accordingly. It doesn't take too long to get the burn. Just stay hydrated here going forward, really, for the rest of summer. Plenty of heat coming our way. Now, this evening, just a hedge of bet, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, a chance for a shower or thunder shower around. I think most of us will probably stay dry for the fireworks festivities that are scheduled across the region, but warm now, warm through the evening hours. Here's our live Doppler radar. No rain in our coverage area at the current time. There have been several complexes of storms, more numerous storms over here in Alabama, and also here just to our northwest. It's raining pretty good in the Memphis metro area, and that extends back into Arkansas. We are watching out for some development down here in Louisiana and southern Arkansas. Some of that could rotate our way later on this evening. Right now we're in the sweet spot, and that's certainly good news, and no major concerns expected going forward for this evening, save for an isolated shower or storm. Low 90s in most spots. That's the actual air temperature. You factor in the humidity, and look at some of these numbers here. Upper 90s to low 100s. We mentioned this earlier this week. The observation site at the Air Force Base in Columbus, the dew point sensor there, is skewing those heat index values too high. So kind of disregard those numbers going forward until that thing can get fixed. But suffice to say, it's pretty warm out there. Low to mid 70s. 70s tonight. That's our forecast for the lows. And tomorrow, upper 80s to low 90s. Very similar to what we had today, with a chance for some scattered showers and storms. There could be a little bit of rain around in the morning at 8 o'clock by noon. And shortly thereafter, upper 80s to low 90s here across the board. And the heat index, much like today, mid to upper 90s to around 100 degrees. And we'll just do that again for Thursday as well. So the big setup here, no major changes. You got scattered showers and storms possible here Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. We have a couple of boundaries coming on through, a few disturbances. The primary threat for these would be some lightning and some very heavy rainfall. Can't rule out some isolated strong to severe storms, but we're not really looking at any major severe weather threat anytime soon here. Just some typical summertime storms going forward for the next 7 days. Highs, generally speaking here, low 90s, overnight lows into the 70s. And as you can see right there, a 30 to 40% chance of rain each and every day. Don't panic there, seeing all those icons. It's not going to rain everywhere every day, but there's a chance going forward. Andrea?
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. This is a story we have to do every 4th of July, so here goes. Joey Chestnut continues to be the top dog when it comes to eating hot dogs. Tens of thousands of fans came out to the Coney Island section of Brooklyn to watch him defend his hot dog eating title. Nikki Batiste has more from this annual 4th of July competition.
Joey Chestnut won a record 10th title at Nathan's famous July 4th hot dog eating contest in Coney Island.
Joey Chestnut, he put the Tiger Woods into hot dogs, baby.
Chestnut consumed 72 franks and buns in 10 minutes, a record for this competition.
I make my body work for me, and I've been really lucky with how it's performed.
New Jersey's Carmen Sincotti took second place with 62 dogs. In the women's competition, Mickey Sudo of Las Vegas won her 4th consecutive title, eating 41 hot dogs and buns.
Once I got my rhythm going, it was mine to own. This lively crowd comes from all over the country, and they say they're here not just for the hot dog battle, but for the wild atmosphere.
It's definitely the scene. I mean, we're definitely enjoying it. I mean, it's rowdy, it's fun.
I think it's probably the most American thing anyone could ever think of, just hot dogs and excess, and everyone's really into it and patriotic and excited.
Carter Brown and his family came from Florida for the event.
I've been watching this for a while, and I've always wanted to see it.
Carter hopes to compete when he gets older, but he has his work cut out for him. Right now, he says the most hot dogs he can eat in one sitting is 4. Nikki Batiste for CBS News, Coney Island, New York.
And just in case you were wondering, the 2015 winner Matt Stone came in 3rd place in the men's competition today, and the women's world record holder Sonia Thomas also came in 3rd. Now, whether you love it or hate it, you can't deny it. The cold, hard facts here. Tom Ebel will be breaking down the stats of eating 72 hot dogs. That is coming up next in sports.
The man, the myth, the legend. As Andrea was just telling you on WCBI News, Joey Chestnut takes home his 10th title in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Chestnut devoured 72 hot dogs on his way to yet another Independence Day classic victory. The mark of 72 set a new world record. Also, amazingly, this is a real thing. According to the Hot Dog and Sausage Council, that's incredible. How do I get a job there? The average American eats 70 hot dogs a year, and Chestnut had 72 in 10 minutes. So here are the cold, hard facts, a daily dose of nutrition for you. 72 hot dogs is 20,160 calories, 1,296 grams of fat, that'd be about 370 strips of bacon. Sodium, just a little bit of salt here, 56,160 milligrams. That's about 2,808 French fries. And just when you couldn't get enough, it's all about the gains, folks. 720 grams of protein, or about 14.7 strip steaks. That's just amazing and disgusting and incredible all at the same time. I can't get enough of it. And the Hot Dog and Sausage Council is just incredible. How do I apply there? That's all I'm trying to figure out here, Andrea. That's it.
You're telling me that he consumed 20,000 calories
In 10 minutes.
when he ate those 72 hot dogs?
In 10 minutes.
Wow.
Like I was saying, the average American eats 70 hot dogs a year, according to this.
This American eats 0 hot dogs a year. I don't like hot dogs, but it is an American favorite for sure. Do you like hot dogs?
I do, but I couldn't eat 7. I don't think I'm in the category that says I'd eat 70 a year.
Yeah.
But hey, coming up at 6 here on WCBI Sports, we're talking the Belmont Cardinals. They're our next stop on the high school football tour. Back-to-back playoff appearances didn't end the way they wanted. Those seniors are trying to walk off with a playoff victory in 2017. They're coming up at 6. Jonathan Flippo will bring us the story of the Belmont Cardinals without the hot dogs.
Ketchup or mustard?
Oh, both.
Both. All right, we'll be back.
Going forward, and still a chance to get some hot dogs tonight, right?
All right. Hopefully we get those fireworks shows
I
in.
think we'll be okay.
All right. Your CBS Evening News is next. We'll be back at 6 o'clock.